Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth daily coverage of your Green Bay Packers. We have new episodes dropping every day, Monday through Friday, so hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Today, we take a look at the Packers draft needs in depth on offense. We go through each position group and talk about both the short-term and long-term needs at that position. Short-term, what's needed for the 2025 season. Long-term is anything beyond that. So, for example, if there are several players at a position whose contracts are up, who are going to be free agents or have huge cap hits and maybe cap casualties next year, that could make for a bigger need at that position long term, even if short term, the position is more or less set. Starting with the quarterbacks, the short term need would be considered low. Jordan Love clearly established as the starter. Malik Willis is the backup now. This is going to be an important season for Love. Hopefully he stays healthier than he did. He still has some things to work on, his footwork, his long throwing accuracy, and finding that sweet spot between being a little too daring and a little too conservative. But I think the injuries he suffered last year definitely halted his progress a little bit. Willis under contract for 2025, and assuming the team does not trade him, and I don't think they will, I think that the backup situation is set. So the short-term need is low. Long-term need I'm listing as moderate, basically because this is the last year of Willis's contract. And then you add the fact that Brian Gutekunst has indicated, hey, we're going to go back to Ron Wolf's strategy of drafting a quarterback, a developmental quarterback, on day 3 of many drafts, not every draft. It wouldn't surprise me, because Willis is going to be a free agent after 2025, if the Packers draft a third quarterback, put him on the practice squad, and go from there. Running back, short-term need is low. You're pretty much set. Josh Jacobs had a great year, one of the best years of any Packers running back ever. You have solid backups in Emmanuel Wilson, who gained more than 500 yards, has a contrasting style to Josh Jacobs, and then Chris Brooks, who was the best blocker of the group. And your wild card is Marshawn Lloyd, who only played one game, but adds a speed and cutback element that is a big contrast to Jacobs. Let's see if Lloyd can get out there and play, stay healthy, because both Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur have been extremely excited about what Lloyd could do as a change of pace back. Now, wide receiver, next position group, the short-term need is pretty high right now. We know Christian Watson is going to miss at least the first half of the season as he rehabs from knee surgery. So you've got Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks as sort of the big 3, and then your depth is Bo Melton and Malik Heath. But you don't have a bona fide number 1 receiver. I know the Packers are hoping that, some of these guys will step up, whether it's Reed, Dobbs, Wicks, cut down on the drops and maybe blossom in year 2 or year 3, year 3 or year 4, depending on which receiver we're talking about. But the need for a bona fide number 1 is certainly there. And the long-term need is also high because both Watson and Dobbs, they're in the last year of their contracts this year. And then Reed and Wicks have one more year to go. But doubtful you give second contracts to both Dobbs and Watson. You want to add that go-to guy, so let's see. But right now, the need is high at wide receiver. Tight end, short-term, low. You've got Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft, not necessarily in that order. Kraft developing into a really solid tight end, great at running after the catch. Musgrave, when he's healthy, stretches the field, but having both of them healthy at the same time would be a big thing for Matt LaFleur. He ran some really great 2 tight end formations with the Tennessee Titans the year before he joined the Packers when he was their offensive coordinator. I'd like to see what he could do with a healthy Kraft-Musgrave combination. You got Ben Sims as the 3rd tight end, Messiah Swinson adding a little depth. He's back. basically your short-term need is low, your long-term need moderately low, because both Kraft and Musgrave are under contract through the end of the 2026 season. The offensive line, the short-term need is moderate. You basically have 6 players right now battling for 5 spots as starters. Rasheed Walker, the incumbent left tackle. Jordan Morgan will challenge him. Aaron Banks, the free agent, slides in at left guard. Elton Jenkins moves to center. Sean Ryan is the incumbent right guard. Morgan will fight with him if he doesn't win the job at left tackle with Walker. And then Zach Tom is the team's best offensive lineman. He is a Pro Bowl caliber right tackle. Depth is where you're concerned. Kadeem Telfort, Travis Glover, and Jacob Monk, all unproven. Yes, they can get better in the next year of their careers, but not so sure. And then your long-term need along the offensive line is high because Walker, Ryan, and Tom are all entering the final year of their contracts. You know they want to re-sign probably 2 of the 3, definitely Tom, but again, you got to still reach an agreement. And the other concern is depth. Do you have enough depth at the position? Green Bay has done a really good job of drafting players on day 3 along the offensive line and having them develop into starters. Let's see if Gutekunst can do that. And I wouldn't be surprised if we have an early, day 1 or day 2 offensive lineman added at some point. But bottom line, after this year, there are a lot of questions depending on the cap situation, the health, and everything else. And there are depth issues as of right now. So long term, this is a high need for the Green Bay Packers. Don't forget to check out our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth daily coverage of your Packers Monday through Saturday. Saturday, we do our history article, so definitely check that out. Hit the like button and subscribe so you get new episodes as soon as they drop. And thank you for watching today's episode of the Daily Packers Post. I'm Gil Martin. Have a great day, everybody. And of course, go Pack Go.